Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 257 for the 7th of the 7th, 2024. My name's Sloan Kelly.
My name's Jodie Kelly. I could have messed that up.
Right, start that again. Jodie, you were about to say something before I hit the big red button, and I can't stop it. What were you going to say? What was it? I'm also wearing... today's fit for the show is the Dadalorian. So we're both actually wearing
double
Mandalorian t-shirts.
We're going double Mando.
Both white t-shirts as well, so that tells you...
but was Boba Fett technically a Mandalorian?
Well, there's the argument.
Do you know what I mean? Because he wore the armor.
But was he Mandalorian?
But he wasn't.
Answers below, please.
Yeah.
Because we know that the Mandalorian is a Mandalorian.
Yeah.
But we don't know if Boba Fett is a Mandalorian. He could have grown up on Mandalore, but he might not necessarily have taken the creed of the Mandalorians.
Yes. Little Grogu, he's a Mandalorian, I think.
Little Grogu is a Mandalorian. He is Grogu Din Djarin?
Did I imagine...
Or of the clan Din or something? I can't remember.
Did I imagine it, or did he have the armor? Or did somebody Photoshop that?
He had...
chainmail
armor. Yeah, he's got chainmail armor, and he's also got the sigil as well.
Aye, he didn't have the full helmet. You couldn't put a helmet with the ears sticking out. It looked silly.
Wouldn't that be good?
Comedic.
If he gets, I know, but I think you could put the ears inside. He'd be fine. That's what I have to do. That's what I have to do when I put my Mandalorian helmet on. Put my ears in.
Tuck your ears in. Bit of sellotape.
Exactly.
No.
Takes me back to my mum used to put me in for weddings.
Aye. That was
take my ears back.
That seemed to have worked, though.
It did. Yeah. Well, you say that, but the lens lies.
Oh, does it? All right, okay. Well, I've never noticed any of
that. I can't imagine having any shorter hair than this. Let me put it that way.
No.
The ears are not getting any smaller as they go on, as they go through the years.
Well, that's what grows, isn't it? Your ears and your nose grows.
Ears and your nose, yeah. No, the two most bizarre things.
Welcome to
By the
Super
way,
Kelly Brothers. If you're a first-time listener, how long are your ears? Do you have a big nose?
Come join us.
Yeah.
We end up looking like Dark Crystal puppets.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be weird.
The big ears and the big noses.
Yeah. So how's your week been? I'll ask you first. How's your first week at work? Your new job?
It's going well. I'm kind of getting into the swing of things.
Mm-hmm.
Everything works, which is good.
That's good.
Because I was asked to source my own laptop and all that kind of stuff, and it's always a bit
really?
worrying when that happens, because you're like, is this going to be the right spec and all that kind of stuff? But it
doesn't run Word. You're like, oh no!
It's the only laptop in the world that doesn't run Word.
Oh dear.
So it's another MacBook I've got, so I've been using that. This is not a MacBook. This is my ThinkPad that I'm using for this. And it's I only started on Tuesday, so I was in as you all know, because I started off the podcast last week with French. I was in Paris, so I started on Tuesday, which was, I think it was, did we do the podcast last Monday? I can't remember now.
No, I think we did.
Did we?
I don't even remember. You know that?
I don't remember either.
I think we're sticking with Sundays.
I think we'll be sticking for Sundays because we
can
never get Sundays. I think it was Monday.
It was Monday. You're right.
So I was doing that, and then on Thursday, it was the general Jenny Leckie, as we like to call it around these here parts, in Britain, and I cast my vote. I went down. I casted my vote the first time in 16 years. I voted in a general election in the UK.
That swung it,
Canada.
Clearly.
Not who I voted for. So anyway, so the Tories are out, Labour's in. It's a landslide victory for Keir Starmer. 412 seats, I think he got.
Yeah, something like that.
Labour. It's a rout, as they would say in America. But after that, before getting jobs and all that kind of stuff, my sister-in-law had arranged for me to partake in the electoral process a little bit more, and I was counting the votes for Glasgow. So we went to the Emirates Arena, which I think is where the velodrome is. We saw the velodrome there.
Yep.
And so we went in, we got ushered in there, and it was very sort of security, hush hush, and all that kind of stuff. You had to have the right forms and all that kind of stuff, which of course we had. And counted votes, and it was fascinating to be part of it, because it's all like all Glasgow constituencies are all they're all counted in the one area. And so the BBC had set up their cameras and everything like 10 yards behind me. And that's where they were, and I'm now the returning officer, and they would do their big speeches and all that kind of stuff there. And it was great. I've never seen, I'm fascinated by politics, and I'm interested in it. And it was nice to sort of be part of it. And it's kind of relevant, because we're an entertainment show. We talk about things that happen on TV, and this happens on TV. So, and it just so happened I happened to, one of the cameras was pointing directly at the table when the counting was happening.
Can you show the picture? Because I said if I'd seen this on the telly when I was watching this, I'd have been like, "What?"
Yeah,
I never knew anything about it. You were doing helping out counting the votes. We will get on to entertainment stuff shortly. Just show you this because it's quite funny.
So this is. I don't know if I'm going to show that.
Although podcast listeners,
this is actually taken from an Associated Press photographer type person. This is in the public domain, so it's not like whoever's there signs a waiver and all that kind of stuff. So that's me, right there, looking at the one of the other clerk. Oh dear. Who is dumping out the votes on the table. So they dump out the votes on the table. And this is me looking at, oh my God, that's a lot of votes. And panicking slightly, because I'm like, oh man, I'm going to screw this. Because, I've never done it before.
I would get completely distracted.
It's like, can you count up to 50? And then the next stage is, can you count up to 100? And I'm not kidding. That's what it is. And it's like, oh my God. So
before we lose any more viewers, we better go.
We crack on. We crack on with the tea. We did. And then one back. Right, let's go. All right, let's start with a story. And we'll start with Fox, Fox, Fox News. Fox TV is going to set up a new streaming service in Britain, and they're going to launch a new. I don't know why I'm doing this, because I vowed we would never show these things again, because it's pointless showing the screens. So I'll knock this down after just a sec. But yeah, they're going to launch a free Netflix alternative in Britain. So obviously it's going to have an ad version of it,
for free,
and things like that. But for freezies, yep. So it says Rupert Murdoch's Fox Corporation is entering into the UK's highly competitive free ad-supported video streaming market.
Sorry, I'm having trouble with my light. I don't know what's going on. Story of my life. So it's a free service. It's like Netflix.
Yes.
Fox. Is there going to be adverts? That's my next question.
Yes. So it's going to be ad supported. So Tubi. So it's going to compete with Netflix, Disney Plus, ITVX, Channel 4.
As long as it's not too I can't talk.
Onerous.
I can't multitask. As long as it's not too many adverts, and it's not creeping into your enjoyment of the program. Fine. But is it going to? I wonder if they'll do any original content, or Is it just
I don't
going to be
think
like
so.
pumping out stuff?
It doesn't actually say. It says the platform will also include a selection. Oh, sorry. It says in the UK, Tubi says it will launch with more than 20,000 films and TV series, including content from Disney, Lionsgate, NBC Universal, and Sony Pictures Entertainment. They'll also include a selection of British, Indian, and Nigerian content.
Oh.
So they're going for the market, that's for sure.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah.
Bollywood movies, very popular. Actually. Well, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm up for that.
So the Tubi's already available in North America just now. So it's just that they're coming to Britain. So if you're watching this in the US and Canada, then you can watch Tubi.
You do think
I did watch Tubi though.
You do think to yourself though, okay, there's advertising and things like that, but I do think.
I just remembered. Sorry.
No, I'm just thinking there's advertising and stuff, but if none of the stuff's their content, then they're going to have to pay to play that content.
License fee,
costs a lot of money. So, is it a good business then? It must be. Yeah.
But Anime got into. So Anime likes police procedurals, and she got into Midsummer Murders, and the only a certain amount of the series was available on Prime, Amazon Prime, for free in Canada. And I think it was like 7, 8, and 9 or whatever season it was. Wasn't, but she could get it in Tubi. And it was ad supported, so it was the exact same as if you were watching it on ITV. It was like, you get 15 minutes into the program, and then it would be end of part 1, and then it'd show adverts, and then it would continue from there.
I'll tell you what the thing that annoys me about streaming services. See, when I'm looking for a film, always a film. It's not a TV, because I know where the TV shows are, kind of which streaming service. But if I'm looking for a film, and I'm going through every single streaming service that I've got to look for this film, Apple not included because you'd need to buy it. But sometimes Prime, they've got free movies kind of thing. And then you've got to go through Disney, you've got to go through Netflix, before you can find it. And then you don't find it, and then you go to Prime anyway and pay £3.50 or whatever to watch it. I'd kind of like it if there was a easier way to search for movies,
Funny you should mention it, but there is. There is a website called justwatch.com, and if you go there, you can search for what you're looking for, and it will tell you what streaming service it's on, and most importantly, it will tell you if it's not on a streaming service. So yeah, just do Just Watch.
And by the way, I've started to include YouTube in that search when I'm searching for a movie, because there's full movies on YouTube. There's one that I was going to start watching with Ethan Hunt in it called Predestination or something. It's called. It's like a time travel thing, and it's meant to be really good. And obviously, we found the gentlemanly behavior movie,
behavior war thing,
which was I think that was a mistake though. That must have been a mistake that was on YouTube. I'm
not sure if it was a mistake or just somebody had uploaded it.
Yeah, but but it was just out though, so that was weird. We managed to get it.
There's a great documentary on there as well called Get Lamp, and it's about the history of text adventures. It's a really good documentary, but it was broadcast as part of some Google something or other. So you see people at the start going, "Oh, just press play," and you see the cursor going and all that kind of stuff. But it's a full documentary, and it's the official version of it. So
I'll watch that. I love all those kind of documentaries.
Yeah,
absolutely love them.
I'm reading 50 Years of Text Adventures as well, and it's really good as well.
So does it start with the book, as in books, text adventures, or is it?
No, actually, the books came roughly about the same time as the Choose Your Own Adventure ones that we were talking about, like Corn Sweat, his grandfather. They came around about the same time as computer versions of them.
All right, okay.
Kind of weird. I mean, there's been kind of similar ones throughout history, but for the if you think of Choose Your Own Adventure, they came about the same time. Like the Island of the Lizard King by Ian Livingstone, that book as well. That was about the same time as The Hobbit on the spectrum. Yeah.
Right. Was it Cornsweet or Cavill that
Cornsweet?
Dad, was it his dad that?
Yeah, which is kind of funny because Cavill's all into RPGs.
He is. He's a bit of a geek, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's doing that Warhammer movie. Oh, well,
supposed to be.
Well, there's a few flops lately.
That's true. Yeah.
Not great in Hollywood.
Yeah. Good news. Marvel is officially confirming that Moon Knight is going to be coming back for another TV series.
Excellent. That was one I really enjoyed, actually.
Yeah. It's good to see Oscar Isaac in anything.
But he always gets killed off, Oscar Isaac. So it was nice to see him. Well,
does he?
He does, aye. Well, he got killed off in June.
True enough, yeah, he did.
Thought he got killed off in Force Awakens.
Ex Machina.
Ex Machina gets killed off. God, there was another one that I watched quite recently and I get killed off in it. I'm like, that is a terrible pattern for him.
Is he the Latino version of Sean Bean?
Aye, must be. No, he's not that. It's definitely not that. Did you see Sean Bean getting pulled out of a Manchester nightclub for smoking and trying to smoke indoors?
Oh, really?
He's trying to smoke in a pub and two burly bouncers were like, no, mate. He's like, oh.
We're shooting a beer commercial. Name the movie.
I don't know.
No?
No.
It's Pixels.
Oh, yes, of course, right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is from Marcus 79. The Superman movie is shaping up. Some are chuffed to bits, others not so much. Well, funny you should mention that, but there are bits from the. Where is it? Do you have the link to
the? Well, there's been a lot of. This is the thing I wanted to bring up. So thanks for that comment.
Feels like a plant now.
A lot of location photographs, and I've noticed that there's been lots of other superheroes in this movie, which is supposed to be Superman reboot, origin story, I'm assuming. But there's going to be all this distraction of other superhero characters like James Gunn seems to like doing. He's done, obviously, the Guardians of the Galaxy, Suicide Squad, and he does all these ensemble pieces. But I thought to myself, well, Superman, it's a new start. Surely it's going to just be him, Lex Luthor, and maybe some other bad guy, But this is shaping up to be. You've got Green Lantern in there. You've got who's the dude? You got the photographs here.
Hawk Lady.
Yeah,
I don't know, Lady Hawk. Something. I'm not sure.
Green Lantern down in the bottom left talking to Supes. You've got this blue guy. We don't know who that's going to be, or is he just is.
I think the blue guy is Sean Gunn.
Doing some character.
Doing some character or other. Yeah.
Yeah. So who did you say? Who's the Hawk girl?
Lady Hawk. The other one. The other one is that there's other one where it's Ultiman.
The black dude.
And he looks like Black Noir in The Boys.
Yeah. So you've got him. So you've got 1, 2, 3 there, plus their Black Noir-esque character. Mm-hmm. Plus I heard the dog is possibly in it as well, because there's a photograph of they're holding a dog collar in it or something as well.
Oh, really?
So to me, there's going to be a lot of distraction from the main character of Superman in this.
Yeah.
And is that a good idea? Please, guys, if you're, joining in this discussion, is it a good idea to have all this distraction from what was effectively a Superman movie. It's called Superman. It's not called Superman and Friends, you know.
Maybe it is called Superman and Friends, Jody. How do you know?
Maybe it is. I don't know. But do you know the thing is as well? Somebody put up a really cool poster, but it was a fan made poster. It's just called Superman. James Gunn's Superman, and it's a kind of silhouette of him holding a little kid, you know, that he's saved or something. It's a really cracking poster, and I'm like, that's it, man. That's how it should be. I'm liking I like the costume, and I like the colours and all that. You know,
you like shiny things, though.
I like shiny things, and but I just wonder if it's going to be too much distraction from.
Do you think
the main character?
My take on it is that they're building out their superhero portfolio so they can then do offshoot movies. And I was watching The Boys episode 5, season 4 episode 5 last night.
Yep.
And it was like, we're going to show you what's going to happen in phases 7 through 19. And that's really what it feels like now. Is like it's just this just non-stop content with all these superheroes, and you're like, I don't know who these people are. It's like I don't really care. And should we go back to not a connected universe?
Yeah,
like does everything have to be connected? Like because it seems to cause more problems than anything else.
Mm-hmm. I think we should, and I don't think we need all these ensemble movies all the time.
No.
I mean, they did it with. I'm kind of glad they did it though with the not Black Panther, the other one with The Rock.
Oh, Black Adam.
Black Adam, right? They did the same thing with that movie as well. Spider-Man, they did the same thing with Spider-Man. It wasn't just Spider-Man. They had, they had Happy in it. They had Iron Man in it. They had, whoever else in it. Can't remember.
Wait, what Spider-Man movie?
The Tom Holland ones. They couldn't just have it as Tom Holland. I liked them though. I did like them, so it may well work. But
I think
do we need to keep going down that route all the time?
So we had we had the Thor movies, we had Captain America, we had Iron Man, we didn't have Black Widow, we didn't have a Hawkeye, but they all came together in the Avengers, and that felt like an event, and I feel like that would work if they were just event movies. But if you're just going to shove 10 superheroes in a movie, you're making it less special. Because the whole point is, oh my god, I can't believe they got all these people in for this one movie. Whereas, it's going to be an epic thing. Like, Peter Parker is your neighborhood Spider-Man. He deals with small things, and it's the same thing with Daredevil. And there's nothing wrong with dealing with small things. But they don't necessarily have to be in the bigger picture.
Yeah,
I
mean, Superman. It's a big and bombastic, and it's the world he's saving. But this coming here as well from one Marcus. This ensemble of suits are a corporate thingy, and they're paid to save, maybe. But to me, the focus should be in Superman. That's my point.
Yeah.
Really.
But I think as well, I think the Black Widow movie, for example, if they'd set it around family and there was a spy thing, or maybe they had to infiltrate something and all that kind of stuff, rather than making it about a bigger story, which takes away from the focus of the main character, which is Black Widow herself.
Even that one, they had her sister in it.
Taskmaster, their sister Taskmaster, Red Guardian, all that kind of stuff. And it just feels like you're just throwing these things at people. You're not. There's no time to sit back and enjoy yourself or anything like that. You've got to try and figure out all these kind of things.
And if you're trying to establish a new Superman focus on building him as a character and stuff like that instead of jumping about onto. I mean, we've not seen the film yet, but we're just speculating.
You've also got the relationship as well between him and Lois Lane as well. And I think his mom and dad are in it as well. Like how did they all factor into the story? I mean, is it just going to be them talking in flashback? Like, you have to be a good person, Clark. Like,
I hope not. Because I hope they don't do the whole story yet again. I mean, the Zack Snyder was pretty clever doing that in flashbacks instead of doing it all again. So hopefully we won't get the whole thing again. Another comment here: is the actor lovable? That will be the saving grace. Hail Mary if he can pull that off. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if he's going to be a likable Superman, then and he's going to be accepted as well because of it. Obviously, the Henry Cavill fans out there they want Henry to still be Superman. So you just need to wait and see.
A lot of people are angry about the whole way that turned out as well.
Yes, I know. Yeah. There's no real reason to. I feel as if Henry Cavill got a bad deal all the way through that whole thing. He never get his sequel to Man of Steel and stuff. They just went straight onto the route of going down the route of making it an ensemble. The Justice League, they just wanted to go down that route, didn't they? But they were following Marvel at that point.
Yeah.
Everything they did. So
let's stick with DCU or whatever the hell they're calling it. Remember that Arkham Asylum TV series, the one set in the Matt Reeves Batman universe?
Right.
Cancelled.
I don't know if I heard about it, I'll be honest with you.
So this is
I know there's
Arkham
a Penguin
Asylum one. Yeah, there's a Penguin one, so there was going to be an Arkham Asylum one as well. So the planned Arkham series is not happening. It was supposed to be Antonio Campo's baby, and it's not happening. So he was going to be the showrunner for it. It's going to be set within the world of Matt Reeves as the Batman, and they've decided that they're going to shelve the project for just now. It might come back in another form, but it's not happening just now. It was originally announced in July of what year? 2020, 4 years ago.
Wow. They might reuse some of the scripts for the Penguin show, though. I'm pretty sure they rehashed some of the I know what you're going to say. The Rogue Leader or whatever movie that was meant to be. I think they rehashed
Rangers
some
of the New Republic.
Aye.
Yeah.
They kind of rehashed things. Or was it that? Was that the one where we had a bit of or was it Boba Fett I'm thinking of?
But I don't want to jump the gun, but I want to tease something. I think this Acolyte show for me is pushing Ahsoka further and further down the rankings.
As in
more later.
Right, okay. Got a comment here again from Marcus. How are they going to incorporate the major heroes like Batman, Aquaman, Flash, Wonder Woman, and the Martian Hunter?
Martian Manhunter. I mean, the Martian Manhunter, like that was part of the Justice League film, and it was going to be like a huge big part of Zack Snyder's overall arc.
He got crowbarred in at the end, didn't he?
It's gone.
Justice League, the special edition.
I mean, he was there the whole time, though. But he only revealed himself as the Martian Manhunter at the very end to Bruce.
Yeah.
Because Bruce, like, I would have loved to seen like that whole arc with Superman becoming bad and Batman having to deal with him, and it was this like wasteland of Earth that that would have been cool to see. But we're not going to see it, so no point crying over spilt.
Zack's gone, and then he went and made some space opera nonsense that he made.
Yeah, check out our reviews of that. Doesn't go well for him. Anyway, so Arkham Asylum's gone, but you know what has been renewed, and you'll be pleased about this. Noel Fielding's completely made up Adventures of Dick Turpin.
Yes, I did hear that. Yeah,
is getting a season 2.
Brilliant show. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah,
Did you watch it all?
A bit of a fan.
Did you watch it all?
I haven't watched it all yet. I've been watching. So one of my favorite people just now. Please don't do anything wrong that I've said that. Is Matt Berry. So I've been watching Toast of London.
Oh, right, okay.
Which I didn't watch the first time round. It's very good.
Get to that later. What you're watching?
It's I haven't been watching it this week, but I have been watching it in the sort of background, and I haven't mentioned it up until now. But yeah, I really like it, mainly because I've been starved because What We Do in the Shadows is currently not in production just now. So I think they're coming back for a final season. I think
it's good, isn't it?
I read somewhere. He plays Laszlo.
Yeah.
New York City.
Well, we watched all of the IT crowd there.
Yeah,
you can get that all on the Channel 4 app.
That's right. Yeah,
it's really good. I'll tell you, we started watching Spaced again recently, but that's dated quite badly, I think.
Oh, so has it?
I think so, because of the jokes in it, or they're of the time. Things about Jar Jar Binks and things, and it's like
yeah. There's also another one as well where they go paintballing and he says they are the trees, which was about 20 years old at the time.
Yeah. So, pretty dated. Still good, but I mean,
first real appearance of Peter Serafinowicz as well. Was his sort of first kind of thing.
Aye, was that before Phantom Menace? That was
before Phantom Menace, yeah.
Aye.
He played Dwayne Banzi.
He did great. I don't know if you ever saw his series here. He had a kind of sketch show here.
Yeah,
It was terrific. Did a kind of Sell It Bang advert, but he had a revolver. And
yes,
shooting.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, bang.
Shooting the sink, shooting the toilet, and his wife's like, in tears because he's having a mental breakdown.
There's a bit in there.
There's anything funny about that,
but Spaced where he's got they have this pretend shootout with just finger guns.
Yeah.
And at the very end, he gets in with these youths, and two of them sort of stand in front and goes like, "What, are you going to move out of my way?" or something like that. And then this other one appears beside him and he goes, "Clever girls."
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, your pal Noel Fielding's getting another
excellent. Good. It's a great show. It's a good kind of combination of Monty Python, Time Bandits, and Blackadder, I would say. Brilliant.
Nice.
And a bit of Mighty Bush as well, a wee bit of kind of surreal stuff.
And my pal Hugh Bonneville's in it as well.
He's great in it. He's brilliant. It's great.
Agatha All Along. Finally happening.
I'm getting less and less excited for this, I have to say. I think this is going to be another backlash for them.
I'm getting less and less excited about this because I'm gonna quote something to you. It says, Kathryn Hahn's Agatha will be really scary, says Marvel TV boss. It lures you in with the fun of Halloween and then you're crying.
Well,
no.
Did you watched the werewolf one, didn't you? The black and white
one.
So
do you know
if it's that tone, I'm in.
Yeah, if it's that tone, yeah. I tried to watch the colorized version of it, and I ended up going back to the black and white version. I thought it worked better.
Yeah, the atmosphere's better with the black and white. Yeah, for it. I thought it was cracking that. So if that's the kind of atmosphere they're going for, good. If not, Disney do say a lot of things, but they don't quite.
Sometimes they don't always deliver.
No.
But like Ripley was in black and white. Sugar, there's bits of Sugar in black and white as well.
Yep.
And obviously the Justice League was famously released on an IMAX black and white.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I think black and white should be making a comeback. I think it's a good medium, especially for like if you're doing a film noir like Ripley.
What was that Netflix one that was up for Oscars as well? It was in black and white. Remember a few years ago? A few years ago now. No, not that one. It was after that.
Roma?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was in black and white, wasn't it?
Was that black and white as well?
Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Could be wrong.
I think it looks beautiful. Like the Ripley is just.
Ripley was terrific.
I mean, it should win awards. That show.
Really, really good.
It's
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad news from the boys. So, new allegations have come out against Antony Starr for his abusive behavior on the set of The Boys. So, this is from July 5th, so a couple of days ago. It's not looking good. There's anonymous sources are saying that he basically is a bit of a bully on set, and in fact, in one case, the actress who plays Queen Maeve, Dominique McElligott, relentlessly, basically the Wonder Woman character, relentlessly bullied her to the point where she's like, "I'm out of here," and that's the reason why Queen Maeve isn't in the show, is because she quit, which is shocking to hear if that is the case. I've seen him being interviewed a couple of times. There's a Vanity Fair, and I gotta say, I can.
You're getting vibes.
I'm getting vibes. My spidey senses are tingling because he's quite derogatory, detrimental, whatever you want to call it, whatever word begins with D, towards his fellow castmates when
dickish,
Dick Turpin. When it comes to dealing with his castmates, and they're all kind of laughing and joking, he's not, and that's always a bit of a red flag to me when one of them
nobody laughs at your jokes.
No, plenty of people don't laugh at my jokes, and I'm okay with that.
What does that mean? It's binary. It's a binary joke.
10 people get it. There's only 10 people in the world. Those that understand binary and those that don't. How does nobody get that joke? Anyway, so apparently a few years ago now, during just after COVID, just before COVID, I'm not sure what time period it was, but it was within the last 5 years anyway.
Yep.
He smashed a glass over a chef's head in Spain.
Wow.
And he ended up getting
dinner.
He ended up getting a
terrible paella.
What do we go for paella? I guess Spanish.
Yeah.
Anyway, and he got a 12-month suspended sentence for it. So anything under 2 years in Spanish law, you get a suspended sentence.
Right.
So he's lucky that he got 12 months and obviously didn't have to serve time in jail. But yeah, that's obviously a wee bit of an anger problem, shall we say. So there's more rumors are coming out, so I don't know what's going to happen as far as that's concerned, but it's not looking good for Antony Starr right now.
Especially obviously if a lot of the focus in the boys is his character Homelander,
yeah.
So
who is a bit Dick Turpinish,
as in
dickish.
Yes. a bit, Sloan, a bit.
A tiny bit. A bijou dickish.
He's psychopathic, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, episode 5 of season 4 just goes to show how psychopathic he is.
I'm actually not up to date with it.
Aren't you? All right. Okay. I breezed through 3 episodes, and it's still one of the best shows on TV.
Episode 3, I think. So we're not too far behind. Not too far.
Yeah, I did 3, 4, and 5. I've got 6 to watch. I might watch it tonight.
Yeah. But it's been good. It's been fine.
Yeah, it has been great. Yeah.
It's not. I think the last season I was like, "Whoa, this is amazing," because I thought every season up to that point had bettered itself. This one I'm not quite getting that vibe yet, but it might come.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's well said. Yeah.
Yeah.
art imitation at its best.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good comments here, Marcus, or if that's your name, one Marcus.
Yeah,
good
art
comments.
is
Enjoying that.
best. Yeah. Do you want to go through the top 5 movies of 2024? I'll
So
read
far?
it in reverse order. So far,
thus far.
we're only just over halfway through the year. Number 5, Kung Fu Panda 4.
Really?
Yep, $544 million. These are all worldwide figures, so $544 million. Number 4, Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. $567 million. No, neither have I. Number 3,
Dune 2.
Dune Part 2.
How'd I guess?
Yep.
Because I know what number 2, 3, 1 is.
And this doesn't seem right. Yeah, that's not right. Hold on a minute.
Sloan's massaging his figures. I hope you didn't do that when you're counting the votes.
No, it's just that I'm looking at it. So Inside Out number 2, Inside Out 2 is the highest grossing movie of 2024 so far, which is $1.2 billion.
Yep.
But number 1, Despicable Me 4, is $1.6 trillion. I don't think that's right. I'm just checking. This is, by the way, this is me reading this from. I just want to. I'll share the screen because this is me reading this from the box office Mojo. $1 trillion. There you go. I don't know if you can see that. It's quite small, but yeah, there's Despicable Me, Inside Out 2, 1.2 billion, and then there's Despicable Me 4, 1.6 trillion.
No, it's done pretty well, but not that well.
I don't think it's. I mean, it's only out. It's only just out this weekend. There's no way it's done $1.6 trillion.
No movie has.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So something's wrong there. My guess is it's 168 million.
Is the position correct then? I take it. So
no,
far, that's
it's not.
top.
No, Inside Out 2 is the number 1 movie of 2024. I don't know what happened with Despicable Me. Let me just look it out here.
I think the Planet of the Apes has done not too bad. That's in the second position. I really enjoyed that. I thought it was really good. And before I went to see it, I thought, why are they making another one of these? But then we thought, we'll go and see it. But it was great, really great.
Yeah. I think the numbers in the wrong currency.
Maybe. Could be.
Because it's done domestically 122, and I think the last time I checked, it was like 168 million, which is a great opening weekend.
Yeah. I think it'll do big numbers, though.
I think it will, yeah.
I think it could overtake Inside Out 2. Yeah. Although it's getting really good feedback, isn't it? Everybody's loving it.
Yeah. Have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't. No. You
should go watch it. It's good.
I know. I was supposed to go and see Quiet Place as well the first day, but I ended up bowing out. I never went. Wasn't in the mood.
David saw it.
Did
do you want to know what his review was of it?
What was it?
It's crap.
That's why he's not on this podcast.
Well, I'm just saying that's what his review was. He said it's crap.
No,
and I know other people that went to see it as well, and they all said it was crap. It's not as good as the first one. So.
Well, there's been 2 movies, both were good, and this is the third one. And I've heard it's not as good as either of the 2, but I've heard it's still good. If you've not seen the first 2, but if you're comparing it to the first 2, then. But I wouldn't say it's crap. That's a bit harsh. Even though I've not seen it.
Some people have said that. I don't make the news. I just report the news.
Messenger.
What?
Don't shoot the messenger. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Don't shoot the messenger. It's no me. It was him.
Aye.
Shall we talk about? Have we got anything else to talk about? I don't think we have.
No, I think
all
I think I've got everything off my chest this week. Yep.
It's been a pretty quiet week.
It's
Also,
my therapy.
should also we should also mention it was July 4th, so of course it's a slow week this week because everybody's on holiday in the States, and that's where most entertainment is made.
Yep.
So that's why it's a bit quiet. So, what you watching?
Yep.
I'll wake everybody up.
I will. I have been watching.
Go on. I love how we both chose to wear white shirts today.
I know. Well, we started watching Only Murders in the Building because we're pretty late to the party. So we've watched I think we'd started watching it a wee while ago and then just went, oh, that's nice.
That's lovely.
But we never went back to it, so we thought, let's go back to that. Everybody's kind of says it's nice, it's a cool show, and all that. It's funny and it's light. It's a nice light entertainment show.
Exactly.
So really enjoying it, man. Martin Short and Steve Martin are brilliant. Well, Steve Martin plays it really straight, doesn't he? He plays it really serious.
Yeah.
But Martin Short.
But Martin Short just chews up the scenery. He's fantastic. He's brilliant.
Yeah. But Steve Martin's great in it as well, and so is Rodriguez. What do you call her?
Selena Gomez.
Yeah, her. Selena Gomez.
Yes, the singer.
Oh, right, okay.
She was in Waverly. She was in the Wizards of Waverly Place as well.
Who was I thinking there?
Michelle Rodriguez? I don't know.
No idea. But anyway, it's good. We have been watching The Acolyte, I'm going to say. I don't think we've been watching that much this week. The Acolyte, I don't think that's been my favourite episode of it, but I'm still enjoying it. And I'm enjoying it a hell of a lot more than a lot of people are. However, we should maybe have had this in the show, actually. It's the second most popular show in Disney that Disney have had.
It is,
apart from Obi-Wan Kenobi was is the kind of most popular one, and then it's Acolyte. So
I'm going to be very controversial. I'm going to say that this is by far and above my second favorite Star Wars show.
Aye.
Yeah. So suck it, Obi-Wan and Ahsoka.
What's your first favorite?
Andor.
Oh, Andor, of course. Aye. Andor's mine as well. It's up there for me. Mm-hmm. I think Andor, Mando, Ahsoka, just now for me.
It's like choosing your favorite kid.
It is, because there's elements of them all that I love.
Like Mandalorian, because it was the first Star Wars show. It's a gunslinger, it's a western, and all that kind of stuff. And that's what I love about it. It's episodic TV at its best. Yeah. If it's story wise, Andor 100% Hall of Famer, day one, that kind of stuff. But honestly, The Acolyte, because I love the way that they've flipped the world 180
that we know.
Yeah, exactly, and it's brave and all that kind of stuff. And when you hear,
but it's brave, but it's also respectful to the material. I think.
But when you hear Leslie Headland talking about it, she knows her stuff. She's a writer, so she's done research and she knows all about the history and all that kind of stuff. I mean, actors and all that kind of stuff, not knowing who blew up the Death Star, whatever. She's the one that's writing this stuff, and she's the showrunner, and she knows her lore, and she's been talking to the creatives at Lucasfilm, and they're the ones that have okay these things. You can't
exactly.
I've worked with like companies, like I've not personally worked with the companies, but I've been in the room where decisions have been made about these things, and you can't get things by people if they don't like. You can't get by copyright owners if they don't like your idea.
Yeah,
you have to go by their idea.
Well, she was on the internet as well, talking about how it's getting trashed. But she's like, does anybody really listen to these things anymore? does anybody believe it anymore? Because it's clearly people that are, for their own reasons, they're just bashing it. Most of them haven't even been watching it, but the fact that it's good. The fact that it's the second most watched Star Wars show, and I know that doesn't mean it's quality or anything like that. I'm not daft. Mr. Blobby got to number 1 in the UK charts for about 2 or 3 weeks. So, but at the same time, I believe in it, and I'm just glad that people are watching it.
Yeah.
So
we
get another series out of it as well.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think like last week's episode, it wasn't the best. It didn't really move the story on that much. But I like the way that he's all like, if you come with me, I'll show you. He's not like forcing his hand or anything like that. He's just basically sort of like opening her eyes to a new way of thinking and
he's a strange
pulling her in.
He's a strange kind of wave, because normally these guys are. Well, I suppose Palpatine was a wee bit like that, wasn't he? He was a bit kind of. Well,
did I ever tell you of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
He was a bit like that. Whereas Vader when it became the Emperor, is more creepy looking kind of thing.
Yeah, but because at that point he was at the apex. He was like, "There's no one else is going to stop me here."
Aye. Whereas this guy's like some surfer dude with his top off. I mean, God, people were talking about that,
Yeah.
More than when Adam Driver took his top off in Last Jedi.
Did you notice his the scars on his back?
Aye.
These are far too accurate for stormtroopers. Only a Jedi Master could make these marks. I think it's the green-skinned woman that's the baddie.
Laser whip, doesn't she?
Laser whip thing. Yeah. I think she's the Sith Lord. I think it's a bit obvious that she's the Sith Lord as well. As much as obvious as it was that he was.
Oh, you think you think she's the big bad?
I think she's the.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She's flicking the.
Yeah.
Flicking the switches. All right.
She pulls the strings, all that kind of stuff.
Aye. How many episodes we got to go then? Is that the 6th? Is there 9?
I think there's 9. I think there's 9.
Okay.
I think.
Good. I'm glad if there's 9. That's good. But I think obviously the end of that episode, we're going to get an explanation what actually went down at the witches.
I think so. Yeah.
Temple place.
Yeah. But I just like the whole thing. But the Jedi G-wording all these sects around the world, around the galaxy. I think it's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how this plays out, and I'm really enjoying how it's playing out, because it's like, as we've said a number of times before, it's from a certain perspective.
Yep.
Or a certain point of view. I think
Point of view. That's it. I think, I've watched a documentary here and there, but nothing really worth.
Well, I watched The Boys. Top notch. It's a good show to go back to. Like, there's some shows where you're like, I'll catch up with it eventually, but The Boys, I always feel like I've let myself down. Like I've let other people down if I don't watch The Boys, and I kind of felt that the last couple of weeks, because I've just not been able to get to them. But every time you go back to that show, you're like, this is so good. And of course, everybody's butt hurt because they've realised that The Boys might be a bit and they're all a bit annoyed, especially Marvel fanboys and girls.
Yeah,
that are like, wait. Talking about us?
Yeah. Did you finish Dark Matter?
No, I haven't finished that yet. No, I'm going to get to that this week.
We're supposed to talk about that.
I know. But between being up for 48 hours and all that kind of stuff, I've just not been able to do it. But I will get to it. And we will talk about it next week, I promise.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of days to myself this week.
Of course.
So I'll watch it then.
You're coming to visit a really, really cool guy.
Yeah. Who's sodding off to Edinburgh.
To see the Manic Street Preachers in Sweden.
Exactly. Oh, is it Manic Street Preachers? Is that why you're going there? All right, okay. I thought it was just Swede.
No.
I was like, going all the way to Edinburgh to see Swede? Wouldn't it be me?
It's a double bill.
Be
double bill. It's not going to be you.
When's the open on?
The open starts on the 19th or something. Something like that.
All right, okay. That's fine.
It's not still.
Are the roadworks still on the main drag? Have they fixed the station yet?
It's nearly open.
Oh,
anyway, what else have you been watching?
No, that's it. Actually, what else have I been watching? That's all I've been watching. I think that's it.
We're watching Trying. I don't know if I mentioned it on Apple TV. It's about a couple trying to adopt a kid.
All right.
That's really good, man. Really nice. Really enjoying it.
I think you did mention that, actually. One of the things that is out is Axel Foley.
Oh, no, God, I haven't watched that yet. But that's not like
I want to watch that. I know.
Dear.
I want to watch that as well.
Yeah.
What was that?
I think it's about 60-70% in Rotten Tomatoes audience score.
Oh, is it?
Not too bad.
It's not too bad, I suppose. But,
could be worse.
Yeah. Let me see what else I'm watching. Oh, yeah, I started to watch Rise of Gru. Oh, no, I tell you what I have been watching is we've been going back and we've been watching select episodes of Psych on Netflix.
What's that?
All right. Okay. If you never heard of Psych?
No.
Okay, you have to watch Psych.
Right, tell us.
PSYCH. It's about this guy who is he notices small details, right? So, but he's flunked out of detective. He's flunked out of police school so many times. His dad's an ex-cop, and he always wanted to join the police force, but they won't let him because he's rubbish, doing things by the book. And he's basically just a not a stoner, but what do you call him? I don't know. He just floats from job to job. Anyway, he decides that what he's going to do is he's going to, kind of. He's going to become a psychic, and so all the things that he notices, he's just going to say, "Oh, I'm getting a vision. I can see this woman walking down the street," and it's just because he's noticed stuff. He's just really good at noticing things because his dad's taught him how to notice things through the years. So anyway, him and his best friend Guster, they create a detective agency called the Psych Detective Agency, and it's them. It's like a police procedural, but it's also very heavy on the comedy.
Oh, right, okay.
And it's really good. Like the guy that plays James Rhodey is in Dulce Hill are the two lead guys, and it's brilliant.
Netflix.
It's on Netflix, yeah.
Right, okay.
The first episode, they've got a different female detective, but they get rid of her. There's no chemistry on set for them, but the rest of the ones, it's just the same cast. But it's really good. Give it a go.
I will.
And it's free on Netflix. But anyway, that's us. I think we might finish before the hour's up. What?
Perfect.
I know. Anyway, if you like what you see and you want more, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. We do a new podcast every Sunday from 8 p.m. ish. And if you like what you see, don't forget to smash the old like button and share on social media. That really does help the channel out. And these suggestions are all free. Don't cost you a penny, just a little bit of your time. And we appreciate it when you do that. But we also appreciate you interacting with us in the chat as well.
Great comments.
Thank you very much for doing that. And we will see you next week. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Cheers. Thank you.